Srirangapatnam and Sivasamudam. While entering Tamil Nadu, the Kaveri continues a series of disputed wild Georgia until the reaches volcanical falls and flows a straight narrow Georgia near Salem. The Kaveri breaks at Srirangam Island with two channels, river and Kaveri. At last it empties into the Bay of Bengal at Pumbuga. Narmada, the river rises in Madhya Pradesh at an elevation of about 1057 meters and flows for a distance is about 1,312 kilometers.
Chess number 1983.
Europeans established their political power over Indian subcontinent in the latter half of the 18th century, while they were concerned with annexing India by the beginning of the 19th century. They were reordering Indian society. New revenue settlements were made, influenced by British utilitarian ideas, and they also tried to impose their cultural superiority over the Indian people. This caused a reaction among the Indians during the 19th century. Educated Indians from different parts of the country began to feel the humiliation and responded by seeking their socio-cultural identity from their past. However, they understood some merits in the colonial arguments and were ready to reform. It resulted in the social and religious reform movements in modern India. This particular historical development is also identified as the Indian Renaissance. Renaissance is an ideological and cultural phenomenon. It is closely tied to modernity, rationalism and the progressive movement of the society. Critical thinking is at its root. This ideology of humanism stimulated creative energy in all spheres of social life and knowledge, such as language, literature, philosophy, music, painting, architects, etc. The cultural of colonialism and the rise of humanism brought several changes in the socio-cultural life of the Indian subcontinent. Modern Tamil Nadu too experienced such as historical transition, and Tamil language and cultural played a significant role in their identity construction. The introduction of printing press, linguistic research on Dravidian language, etc. underpinned the process of Tamil Renaissance. Although religious literature was taken up for publication in the early years after the advent of printing technology, things began to change gradually. Works that can be described as secular were taken up for publishing. Tamil was the first non-European language that went into print as early as 1578. Tamil book Thamiran Vanakkam was published from Goa. In 79, a full-fledged printing press had been established thanks to Zigambal in Tragubar. Thirukkural was one of the earliest Tamil literary texts to be published in 1812. This led to the resurgence of interest among Tamil scholars in publishing the more ancient Tamil classic around the period. In 19th century, Tamil scholars like C.W. Damodaranar and U.V. Swaminathan spent their lifetime in the rediscovery of Tamil classics. C.W. Damodaranar collected and emitted different palm leaves manuscripts of the Tamil grammar and literature. His edition included such as Tolkapiyam, Viracholiam, Irayanar Agapurul, Ilakana Vilakam, Kalitogai and Sulamani. U.V. Swaminathan, a student of Meenakshi Sundarar, took efforts to publish the classical texts such as Sivaga Chindamani, Pattupattu, Silapadikaram, Purananuru, Purapurul, Venbamalai, Manimegalai, Aingurunuru and Paditru. The publication of these ancient literary texts created an awareness among the Tamil people about their historical tradition, language, literature and religion. Modern Tamil founded their social and cultural identity on the ancient Tamil classics, collectively called the Sangam literature. In 1860, F.W. Ellis, who founded the College of Fort St. George, formulated the theory that the South Indian languages belonged to a separate family which was unrelated related to the Indo-Aryan family of languages. Robert Caldwell expanded this argument in the book titled A Comparative Grammar of the Dravidian or South Indian Family of Language in 1856. He established the close affinity between the Dravidian languages in contrast with Sanskrit and also established the antiquity of Tamil. Rituals of this period identified the fundamental difference between Tamil, Dravidian, egalitarian and Sanskrit Aryan Brahmanism. They argued that Tamil was a language of Dravidian people who are non-Brahmin and their social life was casteless. Gender sustained and egalitarian, Tamil Renaissance contributed to the origin and growth of Dravidian consciousness in the Tamil country. These ideas are exemplified in the Tamil invocation song in the play Manonmaniyan written by P.
Just number 1986.
Solution. You have learned about mixture in your lower classes. Most of the substances that we encounter in our daily life are mixtures of two or more substances. The substance present of two or a mixture may consist in one or more physical states. For example, when we burn wood, the smoke released is a mixture of solid carbon and gases like CO2, CO, etc. In some cases of mixtures, their component can be separated easily, where in some other cases they cannot be considered the two mixtures, one which contains salt and one water, and the other which contains sand and water. Water is the one of the component in both the mixtures. In the first cases, salt dissolves in water. In the second case, the sand does not dissolve in water. Sand in water can be separated by filtration, but salt cannot be separated as it dissolves in water to form a homogeneous mixture. This kind of homogeneous mixture of life. Component of solution. We know that a solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. In a solution, the component which is present in lesser amount by weight is called solute, and the component which is present in larger amount by weight is called solvent. The solute gets distributed uniformly throughout the solvent and thus forming the mixture homogeneous. So the solution acts as a dissolving medium in a solution. The process of uniform distributing of solute into solvent is called dissolution. A solution must at least be consisting of two components, a solute and a solvent. Such solutions which are made of one solute and one solvent are called binary solution. Example, on adding copper sulfate crystal to water is dissolved in water, forming a solution of copper sulfate as shown in figure 9.3. It contains two components, example, one solute copper sulfate and one solvent water, so it is a binary solution. Similarly, a solution may contain more than two components. For example, if salt and sugar are added to water, both dissolve in water, forming a solution. Here, two solute dissolve in one solvent. Such a kind of solution which contains three components are called ternary solution. Based on the physical state of the solute and the solvent, we know that substance normally exists in three physical states: Example, solid, liquid and gas. In binary solution, both the solvent and solute may exist in any of these physical states, but the solvent constitutes the major part of the solid, liquid and gas. In binary solution, both the solvent and solute may exist in any of these physical states, but the solvent constitutes the major part of the solid, liquid and gas. In binary solution, both the solvent and solute may exist in any of these physical states, but the solvent constitutes the major part of the solid, liquid and gas. In binary solution, both the solvent and solute may exist in any of these physical states, but the solvent constitutes the major part of the solid, liquid and gas. In binary solution, both the solvent and solute may exist in any of these physical states, but the solvent constitutes the major part of the solid, liquid and gas. In binary solution, both the solvent and solute may exist in any of these physical states, but the solvent constitutes the major part of the solid, liquid and gas. In binary solution, both the solvent and solute may exist in any of these physical states, but the solvent constitutes the major part of the solid, liquid and gas. In binary solution, both the solvent and solute may exist in any of these physical states, but the solvent constitutes the major part of the solid, liquid
Just number 2086. 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 Just number 2086.
Sound source and source of sound and the reflecting.
Just number 2086.
Sound source time traveled source of sound and the reflecting.
Just number 2086.
Sound source time traveled source of sound and the reflecting.
Just number
Number but to contemplate all there was
of the coin keep in the state of rest when the cupboard moves. Then when the cardboard has moved, the coin fall into the tumbler due to the gravity. This happened due to inertia of rest. Types of inertia. When the cupboard coin keep in the state of cardboard, the cupboard move, the coin fall in the cardboard due to the gravity. This happened due to inertia of rest. This happened due to inertia of when the cupboard moves, then when the cardboard has moved, the coin fall into the tumbler due to the gravity. This happened due to inertia of rest. This happened
Just number 0946. Just number 0946.
when the cupboard coin keep in the state of cardboard, the cupboard move, the coin fall in the cardboard due to the gravity. This happened due to the gravity. This happened due to cardboard has moved, the coin fall in the tumbler due to the gravity. This happened due to
Chess number 0939. Chess number 0939.
Chutti was a squirrel, a tiny happy squirrel. Chutti liked to run and play. She jumped over little stone. She jumped on big stone. She stood on two legs to look around. She ran on four legs over the ground. Chutti liked to have fun. One day, Chutti turned her head. She looked at her tail. It was fluffy. It was light, but of use was it. Chutti went to Dr. Bear. Doctor, can you give me a new tail? This one is not good. Why, Chutti? It looks very good. Does it hurt you? These are nice. I like. Have one, please. It's a monkey tail, Chutti. You like it? But I want it. It is long. It can help me climb trees. Please change my tail, doctor. Well, all right. Chutti got her. Yeah. You tail yet was long, yet was she yet, but she not
keeping the liquid in some container and applying heat energy to the liquid through the container. The thermal energy supplied will be partly used in expanding the container and partly used in expanding the liquid. Thus, what we observe may not be actual or real expansion of the liquid. Hence, for the liquids, we can define real and apparent expansion. Real expansion. If your liquid is heated directly without using any container, then the expansion that you observe is termed as real expansion of the liquid. Coefficient of real expansion is defined as the ratio of true rise in the volume of liquid per degree rise in temperature to its unit volume. The SI unit of coefficient of real expansion is K power at -1. Apparent expansion. Heating a liquid without using a container is not possible. Thus, in a practice, you can heat any liquid by pouring it in a container. A part of thermoenergy used in expanding the container and a part of expanding the container. Thus, you observe actual or real expansion of the liquid. The expansion of the liquid is apparently observed without considering the expansion of the container is called as apparent expansion of liquid. Coefficient of apparent expansion is defined as the ratio of apparent rise in volume of per degree rise in temperature to its unit volume. SI unit of apparent expansion is K-1. Apparent expansion and real expansion. To start with the liquid, use real and apparent expansion to be determined is poured in the container up to the level. Mark this as level 1. Now the container is heated using a burner. Initially, the container receives thermal energy, expands. As a result, the volume of liquid appears to have been reduced. Mark the level as L2. On further heating, the thermal energy is applied to heating through the container, results in expansion of liquid. Hence, the level rises to L3. Now, the difference between L1 and L3 is called apparent expansion, and the difference between levels L2 and L3 is called real expansion. The real expansion is always more than that apparent expansion.
Chess number 1954. 1954.
இரண்டு கருப்பு நாட்கள். உலகில் உள்ள எந்த பொருட்களாக இருந்தாலும் அது அடிப்படையாக ஒரு சின்ன பொருளுடன் தான் உருவாகி இருக்க முடியும். அதன் பொருள் அடிப்படை அலகு கட்டமைப்பின் காரண அணி என்பதை ஒரு நூற்றாண்டுக்கு முன்னோர் தான் கண்டுபிடித்தனர். அணுவின் கண்டுபிடித்த பின் அதை துல்லியமான எடையை நியமிக்க அது உட்பொருட்கள் உதவுகின்றது என்று அறிந்தார். அவை புரோட்டான், எலக்ட்ரான் மற்றும் புரோட்டான் என்று தெரியும். இதில் புரோட்டான் தன் அணுவின் அடிப்படையை காரணமாக்கி உதவுகின்றது. அணுவின் எடை நியமிப்ப என்பது ஒரு புதிராகவே இருந்தது. நியூட்ரான் கண்டுபிடித்தவரை இந்த விடை கொடுத்தவர் ஜேம்ஸ் அட்விக் என்ற ஆங்கிலேய விஞ்ஞானி. ஜேம்ஸ் அட்விக் இந்த நியூட்ரானை 1932 கண்டுபிடித்தார். அப்படி ஒரு பொருள் இருக்கலாம் என 1924 சந்தேகத்தாலும் அதன் நிச்சயமாக அறிய முடியும். 1932 தான் அதற்கான இயல்புகளை பற்றி பரிசினை 1935 பெற்றார். ஜேம்ஸ் அட்விக்கின்
Chess number 1947. Chess number 1947.
Greeting travels, you look tired and cool. Are you a stranger to these parts? Greeting travel, you look tired and cool. Are you stranger to these parts, waiting for the bus to Badrinath? Perhaps you are a pilgrim or a visitor to the valley of flowers. Anyway, whoever you are, come with me, wait on my tea shop. It is just past the bend in the road. As you can see, I am carrying this can of milk to the shop. In 10 minutes I will have a fire going. While you warm yourself, I will prepare for the best cup of tea. All gradual it with cash away the pinched blue look from your face. Here we are. Welcome to my humble roadside tea shop. Make yourself comfortable on his wooden bench. It looks rich, but it will hold your weight. My name, sir, I am called Bridge. I am 17-year-old. I am started his tea shop 2 years ago. Before that, I worked in a roadside shop outside Pint. The heart, the crowd, the pollutant, it was all too much. I have saved most of my earning. I come back and with a little help. I have saved most of my earning. I come back and with a little help. I have saved most of my earning. I come back and with a little help. I have saved most of my earning. I come back and with a little help. I have saved most of my earning. My daily routine. I come back and with a little help. I have saved most of my earning. My daily routine. I come back.
Tamil Nadu is a deeply rooted in a greatest tradition of the folk and Tamil Nadu is a deeply rooted tradition of the folk and crafts, which display of the customs and skills that have come down generation of the folk. Music and dance is performed. Tamil Nadu represent the ethos, the value of melody of the region. Traditionally, folk dance of the performed during a festival. Substantive functions of the following articles describe some of the folk music, style and dance of Tamil Nadu. Karakatam is a popular folk dance of Tamil Nadu, which often influence blanking a part of the musical. Achievement of the Karakam is sports described with the cone flower for arranged. Men stopped by the paper product of the which is the puppet for wings, the dancer wings along. Karakatam has the two divisions, Atta Karakam and Sakti Karakam. Perform the dance very popular all over in Tamil Nadu. Both male and female perform the participated the acrobatic as dancing of a rolling block of wood, moving up of the down ladder, trending needle, while bending backward from this dance. Kavadi Atam is the permanent folk dance of Tamil Nadu. When the attended the Tamils went to pilgrimage, they used a carry offering the ether of the long stick, balanced the shoulders. A kavadi is made of the boomstick of with the light of the less than a long travel. While sing and the dance perform a good. Kavadi Atam is traced the origin of the practice is lead the constitutive of the special song of carrying a kavadi.
Chess number 2052. Chess number 2052.
A glowing country with a massive population was perceived to be a potential candidate for revolution. The American administration and organization like Forward Formulation a plan to increase food producing in the country by introducing high-yielding varieties of wheat and rice. This program was implemented in Salad district where irrigation was assured. The results were promising and the program was extended to cover a longer number of districts. Green Revolution was thrown in the country, paving way for self-sufficiency in food grain producing. Increased food grain production was made possible by an increased area cultivated with HIV of rice and wheat, as also an increase in the yield of this major cereal crop. Area under food grain was a little more than 98 million hectares during the year. The country was producing just 54 million tons of food grain. Then, with an average yield of food grain of per hectare, the food situation has improved over a period of 35 years. Area under food grain cultivation has grown to millions, with an increase of 5-fold increase in food grain production in wild of food grain has increased 4-fold between the time of independence to present. The growing in food grain producing was made possible by the HIV program, which was as a package.
Chess number 0985. Chess number 0985.
Opportunities versus time. Of opportunities, knocks you have to let her in. Opportunities never come daily or often. When once they come, they do not wait. A lost opportunities, lifetime never returns. Opportunities neglected or lost, they never nibble twice at the same hook. That take the advantage of the little opportunities, and you would not need to wait for a big one. The man who loses his opportunity loses himself. Opportunities can be grabbed if time is properly managed. Too many people get opportunities for their betterment, but they do not make use of them for lack of the. However, if you manage time to use and opportunities you utilize if further and allocate time to a work related to the opportunities, one should and that there were no opportunities All opportunities for success and prosperity are connected with fleeing time, and these easily go away unnoticed even by the most.
Slot number 0984.
The Husky Rabbit. It was a windy day. Strong wind blew so hard that there was a whiz sound throughout the forest. A rabbit was very frightened. He ran and hid himself in a hole in the trunk of a big tree. All of a sudden, he heard a big thud sound near him. He sprang up and ran through the forest. He started hooting. The sky has given way and fallen down. On his way, he made a deer. The deer asked, "Hey rabbit, why are you running?" The rabbit answered, Did not you hear the noise? The sky has fallen down." The deer too started running. They both met a zebra. On hearing the matter, the zebra also started running. As the three ran, were joined by a giraffe, a jackal, a fox, a wolf, a bear, and many more animals. A lion heard the noise and came out of his den. He asked, "What is the matter?" All animals said, "In a chorus, the sky has fallen down." The rabbit said, "I saw a portion of the sky fall."
Slot number 0924.
Prabhu was a true grass cutter. As for the family, he had only one pet parrot named Hiraman and a goat named Lacho. Prabhu clothes not earning much by cutting and selling grass. Sometimes he has to spend his night by eating morning grain with water. The summer season has caused the grass of the jungle has died. Now Prabhu has to work hard to find a little amount of grass. One day he worked from morning till evening, but clothed only managed one bundle of grass. Then he went to the market to sell the grass. When no customer came, even after a long time, he kept the bundle on his head and began to live. Suddenly a voice stopped him. "Hey, what will you change for this bundle?" Prabhu looked around and saw the watermelon seller calling him. Prabhu said to him, "Brother, this bundle is of 2 rupees. The watermelon seller made face and said, "This is a small bundle and I can only give you a watermelon in exchange." Prabhu agreed to that prosperous. He took the watermelon and set off.
Slot number 0965. 0965.
Kiki and crocodile. Long ago, on the banks of a river, lived a monkey named Kiki in a tall go-water one day. A crocodile called Crow came from the other side of the bank and sat under the go-water. Kiki said, Crow, resting and said, since you are resting under the tree, be my guest come have some sweet govas. Crow said, thank you, you are very kind. After that, Crow and Kiki ate govas together very days, so they became great friends. A few days later, Kiki gave some govas to Crow to share with his friends at home. Crow took them happily and told his friends about Kiki. The next day, Crow friends said Kiki who shared thirsty govas with us must have big heart. They don't you break Kiki's heart for us. Crow was shocked. He said, but Kiki is my friend. It you be after two outing is Crow friends gave energy and said, then you away from share it you don't bring the heart you.
Slot number 0993. 0993.
உலக புகழ்பெற்ற சிறுவன் கதைகள். இரு கஞ்சர்கள். குப்பா என்ற ஒரு ஊரில் ஒரு கஞ்சன் வந்தான். பக்கத்து ஊரான பசரோவில் தன்னை விட பெரிய கஞ்சன் ஒருவன் இருப்பதாக அறிந்தான். அவனிடம் சென்று பாடம் கற்று வந்தால் நல்லது என்று நினைத்து பசாரோ சென்று அவனை சந்தித்தான். பசாரோ கஞ்சனை வணங்கி, கஞ்சத்தனத்தில் தாங்கள் மிக பெரியவர் என்று கேள்விப்பட்டேன். தங்களுடைய மாணவனாக இருந்து கஞ்சத்தனத்தை மேலும் 4 கற்க விரும்புகிறேன் என்றான். பசாரோ கஞ்சன் மிகவும் மனமகிழ்ந்து, நல்லது வா, முதலில் சந்தைக்கு போய் சாப்பிட ரொட்டி வாங்கி வருவோம் என்றான். சந்தையில் ஒரு ரொட்டி கடையை கழுத்து சென்றான். என்னப்பா, நல்ல ரொட்டி இருக்கிறதா என்றான். பசாரோ கஞ்சன் அருமையான ரொட்டி, கையா வாயில் வைத்தால் அப்படியே வெண்ணையாக கரையும் என்றான். கடைக்காரன் பசாரோ கஞ்சன் குக்பா கஞ்சன் பக்கம் திரும்பி, தம்பி பார்த்தாயா, ரொட்டி வெண்ணையோ பிடிக்கிறேன், பேசாமல் வெண்ணெய் கொஞ்சம் வாங்கி தின்றுவிட்டால் செலவு மிச்சம். நாம் இப்படிதான் புத்திசாலித்தனமாக முடிவு செய்ய வேண்டும், அப்போதுதான் சேமிக்க முடியும் என்றான். சொல்லி வெண்ணெய் கடைக்காரன் அழைத்து சென்றான். வெண்ணெய் கடையில் நல்ல வெண்ணெய் இருக்கிறதா என்று கேட்டார்கள். குக்பா என்ற ஒரு ஊரில் ஒரு கஞ்சன் வந்தான். பக்கத்து ஊரான பசரோவில் தன்னை விட பெரிய கஞ்சன் ஒருவன் இருப்பதாக அறிந்தான். அவனிடம் சென்று பாடம் கற்று வந்தால் நல்லது என்று நினைத்து பசாரோ சென்று அவனை சந்தித்தான். பசாரோ கஞ்சனை வணங்கி, கஞ்சத்தனத்தில் தாங்கள் மிக பெரியவர் என்று கேள்விப்பட்டேன். தங்களுடைய மாணவனாக இருந்து கஞ்சத்தனத்தை மேலும் 4 கற்க விரும்புகிறேன் என்றான். பசாரோ கஞ்சன் மிகவும் மனமகிழ்ந்து, நல்லது வா, முதலில் சந்தைக்கு போய் சாப்பிட ரொட்டி வாங்கி வருவோம் என்றான். சந்தையில் ஒரு ரொட்டி கடையை கழுத்து சென்றான். என்னப்பா, நல்ல ரொட்டி இருக்கிறதா என்று பசாரோ கஞ்சன் அருமையான ரொட்டி, கையா.
Slot number 0978. Sugavarshini.
is loud, scientist Granny comes to pick up him up in a car to take him for trip in a train. I hope there is no traffic on the way to the train station, says Travis. At the train station, Travis checks his map of railway track. With a pencil, he traces a train on the map, marking his train journey. He tries to find the train last stop. Travis noticed that the train track are to the track of the tram in the city. Travis has loved in a tram before, but Travis likes train more as or faster. He likes things that along. Travis the train whistle and Travis is off on his journey. What a treat! Travis sees the trees and from the train window. He sees a horse dancing on the farm. He tries to catch his.
Slot number 0989 V. Lakshya.
Wild ones, cats come in lots of different sizes and shapes. There are big white cats like lion, tiger and panda. Small cats we keep as pets. But whatever they look like, they are all related to wild cats, which first lived about 4,000 years ago. People first started keeping as pets about 4,000 years ago. Started used to catch the rats and people's food. The cats for you. There are long-haired cats and short-haired cats. Long-haired cats help to keep there. There must be some underbrush day to keep them healthy. Stand long time. Cats fats. Short-haired cats look that one by liking it. The rough tongues. Cats come in lots of different shapes and sizes. There are big white cats like lion, tiger and panda. Small cats we keep as pets. But whatever they
1001 S. Subikshan. 1001 S. Subikshan.
ஒரு நகரத்தில் மிடாஷ் என்ற பெயருடைய சக்தி வாய்ந்த அரசர் இருந்தார். அவருக்கு சக்தி விட பேராசை அதிகம் இருந்தது. அவர் தனது ராஜ்யத்தை சுற்றியுள்ள நாடுகளை கொள்ளையடித்து வந்தார். ஒரு முறை தெய்வத்தை வணங்கிக் கொண்டிருப்ப போது கடவுள் அவர் முன் தோன்றி, ஏ அரசரே, நான் உங்களது பிரார்த்தனையில் மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகின்றேன். உனது ஆசையோ கூறு, நான் எதை உனக்கு வழங்குகின்றேன் என்று சொன்னது. பேராசை கொண்ட அரசர் தாழ்மையுடன், மிக்க நன்றி தெய்வமே, நான் எதை தொட்டாலும் அது தங்கமாக மாற வேண்டும் என்ற வரத்தில் அருளுங்கள் என பரிந்துரைத்தான். தெய்வம் சிரித்து கொண்டே கூறியது, அவ்வாறே செய்கிறேன். இப்பொழுது முதல் நீ எதை தொட்டாலும் அது தங்கமாக மாறும். விடாஷ் வரத்தை பெற்ற மகிழ்ச்சியுடன் அரண்மனைக்கு திரும்பினார். அவர் தான் பெற்ற வரத்தை சோதனை செய்ய விரும்பினார். ஒரு தூணை தொட்டால் அந்த அரண்மனை முழுவதும் தங்கமாக மாறினது. அப்பொழுது முதல் அவர் எதை தொட்டாலும் அவையும் தங்கமாக மாறின. ஒரு நகரத்தில் மிடாஷ் என்ற பெயருடைய சக்தி வாய்ந்த அரசர் இருந்தார். அவருக்கு சக்தி விட பேராசை அதிகம் இருந்தது. அவர் தனது ராஜ்யத்தை சுற்றி உள்ள நாடுகளை கொள்ளையடித்து வந்தார். ஒரு முறை தெய்வத்தை வணங்கிக் கொண்டு
Slot number 0950 T Lakshida. 0950.
We see many plants around us. Plants are of different shapes and sizes. Some plants tall, while some plants are short. Different plants have different types of stems, leaves, etc. Let us learn about some types of plants. Tree, a tall and big plant, is called a tree. A tree has a thick, strong and woody stem called the trunk. A tree can have branches. Example of tree are banyan tree, neem tree, and mango tree. Many plant a woody stem is called has a branches. Cotton, tulasi, and rose are example of some small plants. A soft and stem is called a mint and are example of some plants have. We see many plants around us. Plants are of different shapes and sizes. Some plants are tall, while some plants are short. Different plants have different types of plants of different stems, leaves, etc. Let us learn about some.
Slot number 0933 S Darshan. 0933.
One man runs. There is a plate of buns. One man runs. One bun jump off the plate. The pig runs to catch it, but the bun runs away. The rat runs to catch it, but the bun runs away. The goat runs to catch it, but the bun runs away. The cup jumps to catch it, but the bun runs away. The frog chops it up to catch it, but the bun runs away. The fox does not run. The bun stops. The fox jumps on it, and the fox hits the bun. There is a plate of buns. One bun jumps off the plate. The pig runs to catch it, but the bun runs away. The rat runs to catch it, but the bun runs away. The goat runs to catch it, but the bun runs away. The sheep jumps to catch but the bird runs away. The fox goes snap. The bird stops. The fox goes. The fox jump on it immediately and the fox hit the bird. There is a plate of buns. One can jump off the plate. The big runs to catch it, but the bird runs away. The rat runs to catch it, but the bird runs away. The goat runs to catch it, but the bird runs away. The puppy runs to catch it, but the bird runs away. The frog is open his mouth to catch it, but the bird runs away. The fox goes not the bird stops. The bird, the fox jumps on the wagon and the fox hit the bird.
Chess number 0974, Sharmita please. 0974.
அலையே அலையே காட்டுல மழையே அலலே அலடு செதற பதற